Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the show tonight. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone is doing well. We're going to kick off where we left off, doing a little bit of Godot. We're on day 6, I believe, day 6 of making a fantasy adventure game. This game will be text based fantasy adventure games. You're looking at my screen here with some graphical elements. So you'll have like a UI interface all the way around it. You'll be interacting with buttons. I might put some visualization in regards to some of the combat type systems or loot type systems. What we'll see as we go along through here, but it's going to be pretty cool. This will be my first game that I've ever made with Godot as I'm learning. So there's quite a few people that have come along in my chat to kind of help me along the way. So definitely appreciate them as we go through this. And let's get started. So I think what I'm going to be doing first is doing an overview, kind of getting familiar with what I wanted to do. So I'm going to go from the starting screen, go through where we have so far, talk about what we're going to be, some of the additional things that I've added since our last stream. Most of them are graphics, and then we'll go from there. So let's start in like a moment here. Let me just finish something over here. I got to send out all the tweets. You know how those things are. Got to send out all the tweets. I got to reactivate my kids' phones. So 1 second. I got to add more time to their phones. You know that? You know that? You guys do that? You guys do that? You know what I mean? Let's see. Got our live bots going up all over the place. Very cool. Very cool. Let's see. Let's see. Hopefully it doesn't get too hot in my room here. It's already starting to get hot. Okay, let me do this real quick. And cool. Continue over there. We'll select the plan, select this, check out of that. Nope, 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 nope. What's everyone went up to this week? I know I had Monday off, so that was kind of cool from a work perspective. Had a day off to extend the weekend. I took Friday off as well, so you might have been in my stream when I was streaming then too. So it's back to the grind, back to getting stuff done. But I did want to jump on and make sure I said hello to you guys. I typically don't stream during the week, but this might be something that I might be doing more often, like around this time, 7-ish. We'll see if that works out, but see if that works out. All right, this is done. Can close this. Get down to business. Bring this up, close that down. Here we go. Okay. So let me load it from the beginning here. I'm going to do start. So the game is Crest of the Moon, right? So if you remember like the old school text-based adventure game called Zork, this is something similar to that. I didn't do a sound check, but let's check it. This is something that looks good over there. Something looks good over there. Okay. So Zork was a fully text-based adventure game where you interacted with commands. You read text on basically you were in a room or something, and you either opened the door or you went, through the navigation north, south, east, west, or you did something fight or combat. You typed some abilities in there too. So this is gonna kind of be along the same lines, but I'm adding a lot more graphics to it. So Crest of the Moon, I have a backstory already written for it. So you'll hit new when you first come in. You'll select one of these 4 beautiful classes here, which are typical. This is going to be based around like Dungeons and Dragons fantasy type realm. So think of that. So you'll be able to pick one of these classes from fighter, wizard, cleric, or thief. And each of these classes do get a bonus or bonus point added to their primary stat. So you can see the fighter obviously +1 strength, intelligence, wisdom, dex, all the way down to the thief. So you pick a fighter, and here you come into the stats page where you'll be able to click on the roll stats option. And you'll see a series of dice rolls going across the 6 attributes, 3 columns each. So you can press this as much as you want until you can kind of get the stat column that you like. And let's just roll this a couple more times. And let's see if we can get something high in that top row. We have a 16. That's not bad. Remember, that's a 17. Oh, this is pretty good. So once you get here, you can hit select, and then that locks in the column, I can no longer roll it, but I can select between the two columns, which is, or the three columns, pretty cool. So let's say I accidentally click this, I locked in by clicking select, I can still click on one of these other columns. When you click on the column, notice that the dice rolls for that column gets carried over into the primary column, which will be locked in when you're set. So I picked this column, looks pretty good. I start with a 17 strength. It's actually a pretty good, well-rounded character. Hit lock in, and now notice I can't click anything else. I can't get out of this. This is my values that are currently locked in right here. Hit continue. You get to name your person. Lord Iron first. Hit continue. These will be a random set of equipment that you start with. So you'll start with some type of a weapon. It will be relative to your class. So if you're a fighter, you'll have some type of bladed weapon probably. If you're a wizard, you'll have a staff maybe, or something equivalent to that. Walking stick. I don't know. Armor, you'll start with the base series of armor. And this is just placeholder graphics that I made really quick in Sprite. So supply, you'll get like a potion. You might get a bandage, piece of food, something like that. So hit continue. And this is going to be your main screen that you're now going to be using throughout the game. And then from here, you'll see I started putting just basic graphics in here just to show as placeholders. So you'll have you'll start with basic equipment. You probably won't start with anything in your head slot, but you might start with, based upon that prior screen, is a chest piece. You'll start with maybe just cloth gear to start with. So these will all be filled in. And I just kind of just put a placeholder here for the weapon so you can kind of see visually what it's going to be looking like. All of your text will be in the center screen here. Your interaction, if you are prompted to enter something, will be entered here, enter attack or something like that. I do have these attack buttons, defend. So these are combat related buttons. So my plan is, and I eventually have to get to the combat section, my plan is to maybe disable these buttons until it's time to use them and then activate them based upon the scenario that you're on. I did add the gold, the gold down here. These are just static placeholders, but you'll keep track of your gold that you get, your currency throughout your adventures. You'll keep track of the kills that you get, and it will keep track of your deaths that you get right there. So that's kind of cool. I did add a bag recently, so you can see over here in the corner, you can see the bag that I added, the bag and two more slots as we're working through the scenarios. I'm like, okay, what happens if you get a consumable or you want to drink a potion real quick? These slots will be reserved for that. Food, bandage, elixir, potion, flask, something like that. And then your bag, you'll eventually be able to click on your bag, pop-up window will come up, and you'll be able to see what's in your inventory. You will be able to drag items from your inventory to these slots. If you get new gear, pop them in those slots, drag them out of the slots, change your consumables or equipment slots down there too. You get your typical 3 stats. So you see at the bottom, which is right over behind this, you'll see your red bar for health, blue bar for mana, and green bar for stamina. So those will be implemented as well. And then on the right-hand side, I thought to be a little bit more interactive instead of doing all of the roles behind the scenes with code. I thought it'd be kind of cool if you actually had to click on the dice based upon what you were doing. And I'll come up with some system where these will be locked out unless you need to roll them. So whatever dice is prompted, let's say you have a weapon and it does D8 damage, these will all be grayed out. This will be available. You'll be able to click on it and you'll be able to see what the actual roll is. So that's the plan for these dice. And by the way, all the code behind these are already done, so that's cool. I have this small dice down here as a placeholder. This might be eventually a bar that says initiative. And then this is already done too. Behind the scenes, you'll be able to say, okay, you're entering combat. You see a skeleton in front of you. What do you want to do? Well, I want to engage combat, so I'm going to roll for initiative. You can click this bar and you can see, all right, player rolled an initiative 8. You encounter initiative 13. The encounter is going to go first. So that's kind of cool. It's kind of setting the framework on that as we get into the combat system. I also have these buttons, just generic stuff. If you do attack, I just have it linked to just display in the active actions window here. This will be your main window of everything that's actually happening. or any loot that you get will probably be displayed here. Any combat text will be displayed here, and so forth. So I just have a basic attack there. This will be filled in with obviously combat text. Defend is kind of just rolling against a generic dictionary that we have right now to get that working for rolling a generic random monster. Heal and flee, they're just sitting there right now for the moment. Obviously, healing will be probably tied to this drinkable over here. If you click the heal button, maybe it'll consume this, or if you double click on this, it will do the same thing, which will increase your health, and vice versa for the mana bar. Your stamina bar, again, I want to kind of make this game pretty fun, so I'm not going to be putting in mechanics like equipment or encumbrance. So if you want to carry 85 swords in your bag, I'm not going to penalize you initially for that. Eventually, once we get through version 1 of this game, I might add a little bit more complexity to that, but I'm not worried about that at the moment. And that's about it. I did add some chains. I added some background texture to this window right here to make it a little bit more not so flat in a dull color. So you can see some texture behind there now. I put some shadow and made these chains on both sides, kind of spice it up a little bit. I also darkened these slot panels behind the bags too, or the inventory slots. It was kind of a little bit too bright. It was almost like this bright border frame here that it wasn't too, when I was looking at it, something wasn't right. So I'm like, okay, I had to darken that up a little bit. And that's it. So you automatically have the scroll bar here. These will keep scrolling, as you can see. Eventually, I might, depending on the scenario, I might, or the performance, I'm not sure if this is taking up a lot of memory or not, as you keep adding things to this window. And I'm appending it to this window to make sure that you're keeping track of what's going on. You can obviously scroll back if something, maybe you encounter a bug or something like that. You want to report it. So you can scroll back up and say, well, I rolled a D20 and it rolled a 30, Ray. Something ain't wrong. Something's wrong here. So you'll be able to do that and send me some information. So that's where we stand. I'm going to try to do something, I think, with combat. Fundamentally, I want to kind of get this initiative thing kicked off. Maybe make a button, actually, roll for initiative, and then we can go from there. So I'm going to start with the button because that's pretty easy. Then I'm going to try to get into the combat side and see what's happening on there, too. So pull up a chair, guys. If you have any input, feel free to post that input. If you'd like to see something in the game, feel free to post that too. Close down this. Okay. All right, that's good. All right, let's create the button now. So I'm going to close this down. And let's create this button that's already here. This is already, I believe, is this a texture button? I believe it is. Yep, texture button. So we can replace that if we want to. We kind of have a placeholder right now that I rolled. This is kind of something new that I learned with textures. That you can actually make the button and then make it what you want. I didn't know if the button had to be like a typical button like this with like attack or combat, the typical square rectangle button. It was kind of cool that you can actually add the texture that you want or the image that you want to be able to do that. Yo, it's looking good, Ben, watching the development of the game. Yo, what's going on, Panda? What's going on? Epic loot. I love that epic loot. What the hell's going on over there? Let's do a Ric Flair with a woo. Oh, yeah, here's one for you right now. Let's see. I added this to my stream deck just for you.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. Woo!
One more. There we go. What's up? What's going on, man? The game looked pretty cool when the one that you're playing today. Big facts, brother. That's pretty cool. I think they're coming out with another version of that, right? I forget what the name of it is. I think Adventures. Minecraft Adventures or something. It's going to be, I'm pretty sure, like an MMO based game. Where right now it's kind of multiplayer. You can include, you can invite people and stuff. But I think there's something coming out called Adventures. I looked it up. Minecraft Adventures. Is that the one? I'm not sure. adventure mode. There's something coming out that's going to be beyond the dungeons that you're currently playing. What's up, good sir? What's up? All right, back to some initiative. How do I want to roll? Do I just want to put like initiative there? Trying to think of something that I can put as a placeholder. I could make this button a little bit bigger, but I kind of wanted to keep the dice like that. I didn't want to create more dice to kind of make it confusing. So I think I'm just going to make a bar. Just make a quick bar maybe. Let's go into a sprite. Pop open some graphics. Yeah, I figured during the week, I typically don't stream during the week. Last week I streamed a lot because I was on vacation. So I figured, well, let's do maybe a couple hours here and there during the week. Say hello to some people. Okay, let's do like let's see, I want it bigger than what, so maybe 100 by 85. Okay. Trying to think what would be a cool initiative role. Yeah, that's coming. Behind the scenes, what it's going to be like in the scripts right now. I'm going to probably be using a dictionary. I want to kind of keep everything simple for the first pass through. So behind the scenes, I have almost like what's going to be the monsters and the loot tables. So here's like a quick, you guys should be able to see that, but here's like the quick encounters. And the encounters could be a monster, an animal. There's certain types of encounters. There's a monster type, animal type, and a humanoid type. And the way that I'm going to be doing it is I'm going to have a list of monsters, all mixed in because I want to be able to roll it randomly. And then let's say you have a zombie here. I have the description. These are all generic values, by the way. Description, I have the armor class, the base damage that it does. And I added a loot type. And the reason why I added a loot type is I want it to be related to the monster or the encounter that you fight in. Like I always use a classic example in games. Sometimes you kill a rat or a giant rat and it drops a two-handed sword. Well, that's not really practical, right? So I kind of wanted to make it a little bit more realistic to what the animal or the encounter that you fight in, what would dropped. The quality, as you mentioned there too, I am going to have more tables to represent the quality, the material, and then the gear. So it could be like a crude iron short sword, or it could be a ripped cloth shirt or something like that. So the quality is going to be there. It's not going to be quality like the typical white, blue, green, but it's going to have names behind those. You get a expert crafted something like that. So, or a magical sword or something like that. So it won't be the quality types, but behind the scenes, it will be related to a word quality, if you will. Yep. I already wrote that actually in Python. So I'm thinking all of the logic that I had in Python and rewriting it in GD script for Godot. It's pretty cool. I actually had all of that in the database. So to start with, I'll probably have like 100 type encounters with all the stats. The loot will be equivalent. Like if you're fighting an animal, you might get a piece of meat, a claw, whiskers, a tail, an eyeball, or something like that. You won't get any currency if you fight an animal, of course. Monsters, you can get various types of gear depending on what it is, or bags of loot or something like that. So that would be kind of cool. Yep. So that's in there. That's going to be fun. Pretty fun. All right, let's go to. It's gonna be there and exciting. The epic sword of good vibes. Yes, two-handed great sword. A two-handed freaking great sword. I wonder if I should just make this. What if I just remove this? Now let's make a little button. I guess let's make a little button. Bum, 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 bum. All right, what do we want to be like? Like an encounter would be, for an initiative roll. A shield, maybe. We'll put something there. Actually, maybe like swords. Maybe I'll just use like cross swords or something. Roll for combat. I think I already have one of those too. Let's use what we already have as well. Maybe like this sword, and I actually have this sword over here. Let's go to here. Let's go to our graphics, pixel art. Mm, mm, mm. What can we use? I use that base sword. I can kind of use that base sword maybe. The gear symbol. The shield, maybe the shield symbol. Let's see what the shield symbol looks like. We'll copy that. Make it pretty easy. We'll make it pretty easy for now. Maybe a Viking. Maybe I'll use the Viking image. Well, hey, man, I would love to help out wherever you can. I'm a great out of the box thinker and would be honored to test the game out when it's ready. Absolutely. I got quite a few people that want to be lined up already that say, hey, if you need any beta testers, early access adopters or whatever, I'll make sure I hit you guys up to. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of testing that needs going to be done. Yeah, let's test this generic shield out. So let's go to images here. Let's go to, I think I put them all underneath. Base, icons, right click. We'll do open manager. Where our stuff is, we'll pop that in there like that. Close that down, and then our shield's available right there. So I'm just going to drag this onto the image now, and I should swap it out. It's obviously super huge, which is okay. Let's unlock this. Let's shrink this down now. Oh, unlock. Unlock. I think I got to unlock it from the top. I went through and locked all these things the other day. Plus, you can also have Project Casper partners. That would be great for people to. Yeah, definitely. I think you mentioned something like that too on a game that you're going to be bringing up to people. Or looking into people to get access to. All right, let's go through here and lock this stuff up. Let's come over to here, here. Unlock that. Let's move that over to the dice. I like to be nice and organized. That's the dice symbol, panel symbol, armor. Let's close that down. Panel actions, dice here. And that's locked, so I should be able to just click on that. Gives me access. Go to, let's remove this side. Still locked the container. Still locked. Still working on it? Cool. All right, let's see. I think I did too many locks in this. Let's unlock this. And that's not locked. And we'll go up from here to here. That's not locked. That's not locked. Should be able to modify this. Children of container of this going should be only by the parent. I knew I was going to run into this. Freaking knew it. I friggin' knew it. Lock. Clicking the wrong button. I just go like, I thought the top one would be unlock all of them. Actually, that's over there. We'll keep that locked for now. Why isn't this opening up? Two-handed sword, axe. Oh. No, that should work. That should work. I'll lock that back. Text frame. It's not nothing to do with the text frame. Let's close that up. Panel frame. Nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that. Is it this one? I think this one's not even locked. Come down here. These have nothing to do with it. Unlock it. Can't get out of my locked stuff. All right, let's come over here. Is it? Can I see it over here on the side if it's locked? Nope. This is the right box that it's in. That's that one. Dice box. Here we go. So it's below that one. It's this one. So I wonder why the hell it can't. It's not locked. Let's go. Is it a layout issue? Let's see. Let's see something here. No, it's not adjusting this. Each box. Okay, so that's weird. Put this back. Shrink this down. So why wasn't I able to... That's that. You can't resize a texture? That doesn't make sense. Put another image over there and see. Oops. That's what I always do. Shit. I want to be moving all my stuff around. Always screw that. That's the reason why I wanted to lock it. Thank you very much for joining. Pause. All right. So that's that. So how come this? All right. So let me lock in that. That's a top bar. Let me lock this in. We'll lock that. We'll lock that. So that's all locked up. Trying to figure out why I can't. Maybe you can't resize a texture button. I don't know why, but keep. Okay, maybe this is it. Keep aspect covered. Scale. Keep centered. Yeah, I can't do this. Let's see. Children of the container get their position and size determined only by the parent. Okay. Oh. No, that's not true. Let's go to, let's go here. Go to the layout, transform. Okay, here we go. So let's reset this. Let's go to shrink. I don't want to fill that. Custom. Custom. That's for the container size. I thought that would have been able to do it. Why can't I scale this down? Let's clear this out. I want to put this there. Makes it huge. Why can't I scale this down? Let's see. Focus. Well, in that case, let's do it like this then. Here, new. I think that's 85, 85, I think. Let's check this out. Go behind here. Let's check out the dice. What are those? How big are my dice? $53. So 58, 58 pretty much. All right. We'll do it this way. We'll do it this way. Sprite size 85, 85. Is that what I said? Okay. And yeah, we'll just keep it like that for now. Let's go here. We'll go to export shield. We'll do shield A, aspect ratio, and export. And here, refresh, pick up shield A. We'll copy that over into the Godot graphics directory over here. Let's get rid of this one. Remove, reset that. Right click here, open up file manager. We will paste this in like such and drag this over now. And it's a little better, right? It's a little better. I still want that kind of smaller down. So go to this size. If I shrink this down, that does shrink it down a little bit, but we can't shrink the image in there. That's the anchor. Oh. Bottom right. Can't shrink this down anymore. Actually, we want it on the begin side. So if I scroll this over, yeah, we want to. Eventually, I might put other icons here to click on. Yo, Log, what's going on, man? Woo! There you go, right there. This is weird. And I can't adjust the size of this image in the box. I'm doing pretty good. How are you, Log? What's happening in your space today? Transform. Oh, okay. All right. So that's the horizontal box. I wonder if I adjust the Y, would that shrink the image too? Let's see what happens. Let's bring this to like 60, 60. Unable to do that. Set size. Yeah, because there's something in it. Label, toggle. Clip contents. Custom size. What if I do like 70, 70. Layout direction. Inherited. I'm all right just working on a web scraper for some field work. Nice. What language? Expand. So that works there. I don't want it to fill though. Shrink, begin. Fill vertical. I don't want it to fill vertical. None of these seem to work. Python, nice. Beautiful soup, or what are you using for that? Okay. All right, this is taking way too much time. I'm making this too difficult. Let's reset that size back. Let's come back over here. Just make it smaller. Just freaking make it smaller. Sprite size running beautiful soup 4. Yeah, pandas. Yep, awesome. Let's make it 65 by 65. And let's do export. Export, yes. Back over to here. Let's delete this. Disassociate that. We will delete this. Remove. Bring back up those directories. Back into our list here. Pick this up. Copy it back over there. Shrink. Move. There we go. It's a little better. Can hardly tell what the hell it is. I'll have to redo the graphics, but at least we have a placeholder. I come back over here now. There we go. That's all I wanted to do. I thought I could actually shrink the icon or the image and down inside of the box, but I guess I couldn't. I don't know why. I can't move that, but I need to. What's the alignment now? Let's check the alignment. I like using Beautiful Soup. It was pretty cool. You can do a lot with it. Are you doing it from the element on the pages? Are you using any of the other stuff? The pathing or pulling tags out by class? How are you doing the scraping? Okay. Where's the layout? I want to check the layout to make sure it's on the beginning. Button release. All right, let's make sure I didn't screw. Okay, here we go. Stretch mode. Now I can do scale. Keep scale. All right, let's just test this page out. Make sure the script still behind that works. It does. Okay. I kind of want to move that over a little bit. You can see it's kind of off center from the dice. So this should be moved over. Maybe a little hair. It's a hair that needs to go over. So I guess I got to do that in the box. Oops. This box. Here we go. Nothing else there. That looks good. All right. That looks good. I gotta open my window. It's hot as fuck. Hold on, guys. Hold on. All right. Hey, that actually works. That's cool as hell, ain't it? Yeah. That's cool. Put that on my Steam Deck. Let's see. It's all right. I'm pulling tags by class mainly. I'm having trouble executing the links to upload into the bar. But my professor gave it to one with the SecOps connections to help me. He thinks I need to add a Selenium driver. If you use Selenium for Python, it's actually a different type of You don't need a Selenium driver if you're using Beautiful Soup. There is Selenium for Python is awesome, but you need a Selenium browser driver, like if you're using Google or Chrome Chrome as a browser, you need to get that and that makes, to me, Selenium is a little bit heavier, but it's phenomenal what you can do. You can just, use it by tags and kind of crazy. A lot of people use it for testing, but you can crawl a site and automate whatever you want to do with Selenium. It's fantastic. All right, so we got that. We got that in place. Let's lock this in temporarily before I do something crazy with it. Okay. We'll run this again. Just do the quick testing on the initiative roll. That works. So when they roll initiative, I'm going to walk through the combat system to see. Oh, I see my alignment's off here. See, I have such a bad habit of moving stuff. That's why I started locking stuff in. You can see it's off center now. Man. All right, so that's the actions, panel actions. Let's go over there. Let's unlock this. Let's move this over. How did it actually get way off like that? It's even off on the bottom. What the hell? All right, let's check out the title. Looks good. Let's lock that back into place. Let's just test it out again. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Yeah, I was way off into the border of it. Yeah, we'll work out eventually, hopefully. Yeah, you'll get it. You'll get it. Python's so cool. It's one of my favorite. Well, I don't know a lot of languages. I'm just starting to learn GD script, but Python is definitely one of my favorites. And the first one that I kind of took seriously. I mean, GD script right now is what I'm taking seriously now, but I love Python too. All right, so we got that functionality in. We got the dice, still looks good. Let's take it from initiative. So let's take it from when we first come to this page. I want to disable all of these buttons here so people can't just come in and start clicking stuff. They're there temporarily to test out, but I want to make sure now as we start getting into workflow, I want to make sure that when they come in here, visually they're prompted when they need to interact with the buttons that they need to press or the options that they need to select. So this would be on the main page. So when the main page loads, we want to disable those buttons. So I'm kind of thinking, do I want to have a script or a class or something that gets called like a button class or a component class that I can pass in values and that would disable and enable based upon what I want? Or do I want to just temporarily come in here and say, okay, when this is loaded, these buttons right here and enable and disable them. There's a lot of buttons. I'd be doing a lot of replication of code. So here's where we're going to be doing combat. Let's see, the main buttons on attack. Trying to make sure as I code, I'm writing somewhat optimized. I don't have to go back through and refactor a lot later. Let's test it out. So let's look at the screen here. I come into the screen. I want these 4 buttons disabled. And actually the dice too. And I want the dice. I want them to be visible, but not selectable. And I think I've done that over in my rolling stats page already. Let's look at that. Close some of the stuff down. I have a bad habit of keeping so much stuff open, I get lost. Oh, this is something we did, by the way, too, where if you go into, let's say you're here, again, setting the foundation for other things. If you're here, typical, you want to interact, escape. So we added this overlay, which is another UI canvas with some buttons here that will allow you to, again, working towards that save and load features now. You'll be able to interact and say, okay, I'm done playing for the day. Let's save it. Or I died, something horrible happened to my game. Let's load a past save state. Or quit. So I added or cancel. If you cancel, it closes everything down, of course. I'm sorry, cancel would bring you back to the main page. If you quit, this is where I left off the other night. If you quit, I pop up another one, kind of using some of the logic that I had before, but the layout isn't right yet. You'll see it doesn't overlay properly. But when you click quit, I want to be able to prompt. It's a layering issue, but I got to be able to get temporarily disable the viewing of this layer to show what's behind it, and then you do yes or no, and then it's either getting like this one, it's going to bring you back, or vice versa. So, and I have to make sure it goes to the right scene. But I started layering that stuff in, which is kind of cool. But let's see. I think over here it's going to be disabled. So this is property disabled. Need to be true, or I can actually. That's probably easier actually. I will disable them entering. I'll just disable the control right off the bat. Less code to write. That's even easier. It's even easier. Then when I need that, I will enable those controls. So you hit OK, come back in here. See, now they're not there. You can click on them, but there's no functionality behind it. That's cool. So then if I need to, let's say after they roll the initiative button, then I light these things up. Let's just test that out for code. So after they click the initiative roll button, let's go into the script. After they click the initiative button, that's down here. The bottom, after they roll the initiative button, I want to test the enabling of the 4 combat type buttons. Cool. So I should be able to highlight these. I don't think I have them up here, right? I'm going to make them, I'm going to drag these in so I can easily call them. I think there's a way to do it by access by unique name too. Hold control. So those are the buttons now. Button, attack, defend, heal, flee. I think I can come down here. Button, attack, dot, disable, false. I think that's the code. That's the attack button. Currently, if I click this, you should see that come alive. Nope, I have an issue. Function disable in base, non-existent function disabled in base button. It's currently set to enable. Let's look at this. That's it. What do I do? Let's stop it. I thought it's control. Is it shift? I thought I could bring up the actual stats on that, but let's go back over to control. Let's double click over here. Let's come on over here. So I'm on disabled. Property disabled. If true, the button is in disabled state and can't be clicked or toggled. Is it a capital? No. Dot. Disabled. What is it showing me? I know that's not it. Let's do it. F1. Let's go to base button. Pull up the docs. Yeah, so it's Boolean, just when I thought, okay. Boolean disabled. Oh, set disabled. Okay. Set underscore disabled false. Let's test it. Watch the attack button lights up. There we go. All right. All right. All right. So then I just do all of the buttons like that. Button defend. Not set disabled false. I type it all out instead of copy and paste for muscle memory so I can learn what's going on. Okay. So now when we come in here, these are all off. Bam, bam, bam. Nothing showing. I click initiative. That's going to start the combat phase. When you start the combat phase, all these buttons are going to come active. Now I might make that a little bit more intuitive along the way where they're not right away available, right? Because as soon as they're available, there's going to be actions behind this. I don't want them just randomly clicking stuff like that. So kind of controlling the workflow. All right, so maybe if they roll for initiative and the player gets it, if the player wins, then activate these buttons. If the player wins the initiative roll, activate the buttons for combat. Okay, so that's easy. I can just do that in the F statement. Is above. Like that. So then we'll test this out a couple times. So if the player wins, all these buttons should come active. The player won, they're active. Very cool. Okay. So now let's go into it. If the player wins, we want to start the combat phase. And I started the combat script over here. Would roll initiative. We don't need any of these. I don't think yet. So we did this one, check attack. So if the player wins, we want to start combat. So static function, attacker. How do we want to do this? Attacker, defender, but I want to split this out. So if the attacker comes in, we'll send it into this function. The attacker is basically going to do a check against the armor class and then roll damage. Combat. We'll have that for attacking. So an attack phase will be a rolling of the dice. Roll dice against target's AC. Successful equals roll damage and subtract health. Fail equals defender attacks. Defender phase. So what do I need to pass into the attack phase? It's quite a bit. I kind of want to keep this as simple as possible. Do I want to pass in the, I'm going to need to know the health, or do we want to break this out? Do I just want to pass in here to see if the attack's successful? If it is, then call another function, kind of breaking out the functions so this one doesn't get long. Attack. That's the case, then I only need to send in one parameter, which would be the armor class. Let's just see if it's going to be armor AC. We'll call it AC check. AC check. And if I need to send an AC check, it's going to be player or defender AC. We'll call this, I think it's an integer. That's what we need to pass in. And is that the only thing we need to pass in? Okay. Kind of thinking through this on the fly. So if we pass that in, we roll against the AC. So here's where we're going to roll. So here we're going to call dice dot roll dice, or maybe dice new. I have to do dice new first. Roll check equals dice new bar. And then roll check dot roll dice. And we're going to do 120, 20 check. And then if roll check greater than or equal to vendor AC, print hit. Hit AC, we'll go like this, and we'll do defender AC. I want to know what that is. We'll do like some debug line here with a roll of roll check. Oops. Defenders. AC. Windows 20 AC hit with the roll of roll check. And I forgot the comma. Else print vendor missed with the roll of okay. Just see if this is going to work here. So I need to do an AC check on the initiative. Well, that's actually not the case here. So let's go back here. If they click here, we do an initiative check. And then if the player wins, we'll put it in the player win spot. So we're returning the roll here to the initiative. We're going back to the mains page. Script. Playing scene. Actions window. Go back to, let's save this. And we'll go back to here. We'll go up to player temporarily. We'll just test it out like this. If the player wins, we'll activate that. And then we'll call AC check from here. So roll or AC check. This is going to be, do I have to do combat? Combat dot AC check. Okay. Combat AC check. Now I shouldn't need it if it's a static. I thought if it was static function, I wouldn't need to call it by class. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. Sorry, no, I have to pass in. That's what it's asking here. So we're gonna pass in just 10. We'll start with just a 10 as a base value. Eventually we'll calculate player's AC from equipment and pass into AC check. Well, this would actually be the monsters. This would be the monsters AC. If the player wins the initiative, they attack first. So this would be the encounters AC. So we'll just say the encounters AC is 10 temporarily just to test the roll. When it rolls, it's going to call AC check. Defender AC, which is going to be the encounter, is going to be a 10. It's going to roll a D20 against that 10. If the roll is above the 10, it's going to say defenders 10 AC hit with a roll. It's going to tell us what the roll is. Otherwise, it's going to say defender missed with a roll of blank, or attacker. No, defender missed with a roll of a blank. Yeah. Huh? Oh, am I not on the main page? I wasn't even on my main page all that time. I'm still talking on the BORB screen. Oh my God, I was talking that whole time. Wow. I was talking that whole time on the BRB. What the hell? Okay. So if I do let's try the roll here now. So roll from this page. Actually, we'll roll from here. And then if I do a roll and I win, we should see some extra printed statements. I didn't win. And we get an error. Let's see. Invalid object and int operator equal to. Vendor AC is I don't have to do an int here, right? That shouldn't. Oh, is that? It's picking up as an object. I see. I just do like this. No constructor for int matches the signature int dice. Actually, we want to call the actions pane here anyway. Actions window. That's funny. Thanks to my wife for letting me know that my BRB screen was on for all that time. Okay. I thought if it's static that we don't need to do that is what my question was. Can I just do a var here like this? Yeah, okay. No. Invalid operands object and int in operator greater than or equal to. That's an integer. Why doesn't it like that? So it's still picking up that as an object. So this was not it. I think it's because it's trying to compare an object to. How can it be an object if I was rolling an integer? Wonder what this would be if I did something like this. Yeah, so that worked. D20 defender was missed with the roll of. Ooh, I didn't convert the. Oh. All right, so that works. Let's move it to the attacker window. This is going to be the action window, action panel, text actions. So this would be text underscore actions dot append. I think it's that. Or text append. Let me go back to line. Actually, no, I don't know if I want to do, I don't know if I want to put that into the combat section. So I want to pass that back into, yeah, it's append text. So I want to pass that back into the main window. So this just does a roll check. It doesn't do anything else. It just passes back true or false. And then in the main scene, when I call this, I'll do it here. Keep that combat really clean. Maybe. Text append or pen to text? Penned text. Yeah, I'm not sure if this knows. Yeah, it's not declared. So let's do it this way then. Let's copy this. Just these lines. So copy that, and then we're basically going to pass back the result. So this is going to say return. Yeah. Turn miss. Let's see. Let's see. If check hit equal to hit, else. See if this will even work. Let's see, because this is going to know about the window, so we'll be able to do that. And this will know about that. We'll bring this over like that. Else. Cool. We'll do append text here. Text actions dot append text. And then like this. Go like that. Don't do it like that. Sets the player. We'll get rid of this one. And we'll do a append here. Is it /n? We're stopped. Okay. We would be able to know right here because we're passing in the value. So let's just do var just so we can use it here and simulate it. Defender AC equals 10. Results. Okay. Would pass back that in the roll. So turn. Return it as an array. Hit. And then results. Can I do that? Oh, so I have to make this an array too. Oops. To know that that's what it's going to return. And it's an array, not a dictionary array. It's an array, not a dictionary array, like that. So that should work. Down here, we will do the miss and results. Cool. But now we have to go back to the main one and interrogate the array when it comes in. So now when this sends in like that, check. So this is now the form of an array with 2, 0, and 1 as an index. So if check hit 0, I think I would have to do that to interrogate the 0 spot of the index, which would be the hit or miss. This works. It's oh fuck. If this works, it's almost like I know what I'm doing. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. I don't know though. I don't know. This would be the defender's AC, which would be that's right. AC hit with the results. So this would be check underscore hit 1. And oh, I think I just called it actions. Yep. This is actions. We don't need that. We don't need this. We'll change this to be this. That would check the hit. So that's going to be, and I should probably change that. So someone reading my code, I can say, what the hell is check 0? But this should work for now. Let's try it out. So this should now print to the action window where we want it to be. It should print over here. So if I roll initiative, missed. Oh, append text in base which expected 1 argument. Oh, I can't do okay. I can't do that. Can I do this? Is it because it's see if it's hmm. Why won't that take that? Let's do I have to do like a formatted string here? In Python, I could do a formatted string. Oh, here we go. Percent. Okay, I gotta put in the percent. Okay, percent. And S, players initiative S. So that's for the string. Outside of that, this would be here. AC results equals. Oh, it's S dollar sign. Okay. This is have to be here. Dollar sign or percent S. And then after that would be the variable that I want to use, which would be this. And then I also have this though. How would you put multiple? Let's see if this will work. Okay, so how would I put multiple? Would it be just? Would I do another percent here? Like, I'm sorry, I'm saying percent, but yeah, percent S. Like that, and then percent here. Or what I have to do at the end of it? Like that. So I wonder if it's going to pick up the first. Oh, this would be a good test. Something for me to know. In Python, I could just do an F format and call these directly into it, but it looks like I might have to do the variable, and then it would read this is the first variable, hopefully, and then this is the second variable, and fill those in. And then I'd have to do it like this. So I probably could. So I could put this whole, I don't need this now that I know what it's asking for. I could put this in here and get rid of this. And then probably do the same thing down here. If I do percent S, and then slash n or period slash n. And then this would be percent such, and close that. See if this works. Holy hell. Oh. Non-existent function append. Oh, I got to spell it right. Missed. Oh, yeah. 18. Player wins initiative. Defender was missed with the roll of a 5. Cool. Defender missed. And we'll just put defender. Yeah. With. Not enough arguments for format string in percentage operator. So that's one. This is percent s. Should work. Render miss with a roll of 6. That's cool. Vendor missed. Not enough arguments for format string in operator percentage. Defender's AC. Hit. With the roll of. Why doesn't that like that? Why doesn't that like that? What did I have before? Don't make any sense. Not enough for. Not enough. Oh, I wonder if it's because didn't I just have a successful hit though? Oh, that's like it's not doing anything. Whoa, what the hell's going on now? Expected closing. Oh, I gotta do this. Did I miss that in the last time? I bet you that's what it was the whole no. Not enough arguments. Percentage results. It's 10. Yeah. That's the roll. Is there a comma here? No. Will this work if I take this out? Am I doing something like that? Maybe I thought I had the double working and it's not. Defender was missed. I want to see a hit. Yeah, defender AC hit with the roll of a 50. Okay, so I'm not doing the percentages properly, or I mean these formatted strings properly then. If I wanted to include more than one. Let's do percent %S. That show me. Ring. So format string to values, placeholder, string. Do I need to put it in there, string like that? Format the string by replacing all occurrences of placeholder with the elements of values. That's what I want to do. Values can be a dictionary or an array. Makes sense. Prints user 42 is Godot. Print user ID is name. Dot format. Oh, okay. So it's almost like Python, but we don't have to do this format there. We just put an F before the quote and put all of these in line, and it knows what to do. So let's go back here. I am going to just paste this as an example so I can follow along and not have to reference back. But I wonder if this will work with that. All right, so let's see if this will work with the append, though. So defenders. This would be AC, armor class. Defenders 10 AC hit with a roll of percentage roll. And then this is saying, instead of using this, I can use dot format ID, AC. AC. Such. That in there, wrap that in there. Close the brackets. Do the same thing down here. Defender was missed with a roll of And do the same thing here. Do the same thing here. For some reason I never can remember where those brackets are. Row of blank. This, I guess I don't need to do it like that. We can do the S here since it's a single value. Let's check this out. Time check 9:15 here. Missed. Okay, defender was missed with the roll of. I'm looking for a hit. Missed. Defenders 10 AC hit with a roll of 16. Okay. Yeah, there has to be a way to do these strings, multiple strings. Multiple string. Let's go back into our docs. Just want to be able to do it the same way all the time. Close some of these down. Oh shit, I didn't want to do that. Oh no. I thought that was just going to close our tabs down, but I guess not. Let's open up our combat, open up our dice, and we're working off the main screen. What's the percent? Left strip, right strip. Variant. Operator percent. Formats the string, replacing the placeholders with one or more parameters. I caught %D fishes. Oh, so they can be anything. We could have done it like that. %S, %2. Percent. Right variant. Operator percent, right is the variant. Pass multiple parameters, right needs to be an array. And 2. I caught 2 fishes. Traveling to %S, string variant S at %2.2f per second. Speed. iMessage percent location speed. Location speed. Prints traveling. Okay. So we are handling with an array. Traveling 2%S. Identified as an integer. Foods now is a string. Counts. Integer bar. Oh. Okay. Does this mean you can assign it anything though? Percent. Like it doesn't have to be S. This is a D. Assigning it after, so that's going to always be a 2. If you have multiple values, it has to be an array. You're defining that there. Location, speed. Let's see. Right now we're formatting it like this. I wonder if we could do one. Try to figure this out and see if we can do one matching what was there. Comment this out. Go like this. So this check hit is an array with 2 values. It's hit or miss and what the role is. So can I just do A? And then role would be, this would be, I don't know if I can just name these things anything I want. And then this back part would be check would be percentage, check, hit, 0, and percent check hit 1. Well, that would be defender. Yeah, so that's probably why it failed before, because I was trying to use the defender's ACU, which isn't a part of the array. Could make it a part of the array, but okay. So defenders. So that I don't need that. Well, let's see if it works. So check hit and check hit. So defender. We will do this. And that should say hit. Defender hit with the role of, and then whatever the role is. Let's see if this will work. Defender was missed. Here. Broken. Okay. Unformatted character in operator percent. So this is what we were getting before when it didn't like the multiple values that we passed in. Switch these back to S and see if they have to be the same. Nope. Not enough arguments for format string and operand. Yeah, so I think it's expecting. Oh, is it expecting this? Can I? Will it know if I pass in that value? Is it expecting it to be one array and not split out? Nope. Hmm. Normally, you get 2 would be like this. just try that first. Let's do a print check hit 0 1. Boom, boom, boom. Play was missed. We need to hit. All right, so player one initiative just returned I. I'm just curious if it's type. Can I do print type? Valid command. I want to see if that's actually like a type check. Oh, can I just do like this? No, because I think I'm passing. This is originally a 1 value. I'm just passing in 1. And I'm returning an array. It is interrogating it because it is picking up hit and miss. Is there no print type? Check it. Print out. I want to see what this is. Type of. Is that what type of does? Type of returns the internal type of the variable using variant values. The internal type of the given. Okay, so I think that's what I want. Doesn't like it. I'll have to check into that. I wonder why it's this works, the other one doesn't. Defender's 10 AC hits with a roll of 11. Okay. AC. So I could actually Defender's AC. It would always be hit. Okay, because this is a hit anyway, so this would always be a hit. Hit with a roll. Okay. So if I were to do this right, I think I should still be able to call check hit now for the attacker. And it would be the same results. Defender was missed, and then else attacker rolls initiative, and then here it would be the attacker rolls. It would almost be the same thing. So that's what I mean about breaking some of this stuff out. So this would be another var. Check. Check. It. It'd almost be the same thing, almost. This would be player, though. Player AC. Player AC. And it would be the same logic. That's what I mean. We can probably break this down into another class here. Even this stuff can be, yeah. Player. Yep, player. Player AC. Let's see. Let's see what happens here. Here, encounters 10 AC hit with a roll of 11. So counter wins. Hold on. I have this. Yeah. Players. Players. Player. That makes sense. I'm like, what the hell? How can the encounter win the initiative in that? Okay. All right. So player lost the initiative. Player was missed with the roll of 6 because we're using 10 as just a sample. Roll it again. Player 1. So player's 10 AC hit with a roll of 18. That's cool. Player was missed. Defender's AC 10 hit with an 11. So that could be, instead of defender, that could be encounter. Or eventually I'll put the name of the mob there. Okay. So that's kind of like what I wanted to do, kind of start the framework of this. I think I'm going to pass all of this stuff into another check as well. We'll pass in for a combat check. We'll get the results back. But I want to actually make this a little bit more robust on the check side. So when we go over to here, I'm actually going to pass in, well, this is AC check. I can pass in the player or the encounter, or I can distinguish, really doesn't matter, I guess. The defender could be whoever's not the attacker. So it could be, this could be the monster sending in an AC check or whoever's trying to hit the other person. So that's fine. I think that's fine. Roll the results, returning the results and the hit back to the main script. When the main script gets it, this is where I don't like this redundancy here for both sides. And I don't think this would actually be the case here, because if the attacker, if the player wins the initiative, they attack first. And then the monster's going to automatically attack. So this is like the first round of combat. So they really don't even need to encounter wins initiative and attacks. Player wins initiative and attacks. Eventually this might be an option. So it's kind of like the first round. Player wins, they attack. Monster still alive, attacks player. This is the end of round 1. And then it goes into whoever rolls the initiative again. I wonder if I want to roll an initiative every time or just the first time. I'll have to look to see how D&D did that. I think it was just the first time. And then it just went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until someone died, fleed, or whatever. Is this the end of the initial? Is this the end of initiative phase now? Round robin until death or flee? Attacker, defender, repeat. I'll have to make a visual on that. I think I might have already had that visual, but I'll have to check into it. Okay. Yeah, so we're going to eventually replace this with values. We'll use these buttons down here too. If the attacker wins, the initiative will activate these to be able to kick these off. If the button's pressed, then we'll roll for attackers defend to try to hit. We'll put that in there. Leverage buttons for player on below attacking. All right, that's going to be a wrap for me, guys. Appreciate you hanging out. I know, my apologies, but I think I was on a BRB screen for about, I want to say 15, 20 minutes talking, and no, no one said anything. My wife had to come in and say, yo, what's going on? Are you still streaming? But thanks for hanging out today. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Have a great night. I'll see you soon.